she with you?
I thought she was with you.
Good evening, everybody. How are you all doing? So today is the 4th of February 2016. We are not too far away from the release of Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. So without further ado, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This kicks off the first in a series of competitions that I'm going to be running, all to do with Batman v Superman, pretty much all Batman Superman related. Might have a bit of Wonder Woman thrown in there just for good measure. But before we get started on the competition, obviously I just want to talk a bit more about the film and what's expected and stuff. I'm sure you guys are probably getting sick and tired of me talking about it. So what do we know so far? Well, we know that it's Batman's basically not happy that Superman has arrived on Earth and has caused death and destruction in Metropolis. He feels that if he was left unchecked, who knows what could happen. Of course, on the flip side of it, Superman did save humanity by defeating Zod and also getting rid of the other Kryptonians at the same time as well, stopping the World Engine. You know, if we think about it, if he didn't stop the World Engine, Earth would cease to exist, basically. So, but Batman, Bruce Wayne, doesn't see it like that, and even though Alfred is trying to drag him back and see the other side of things, you know, Bruce, he's been Batman for a long time, so he doesn't trust that Superman is capable of doing the right thing. On the other side, we've also got Lex Luthor in there, being played by Jesse Eisenberg. And then Lois is back. We've got Perry White back as well. Martha Kent is also back. And we now know that Lex pretty much is the one that antagonizes both Superman and Batman to go at each other. But it'll be interesting to see exactly how it all transforms on screen, because we know that Doomsday is going to appear. We also know that Wonder Woman is going to appear. We know that Aquaman is going to make an appearance as well. And maybe we'll get hints or cameos of The Flash and Cyborg. And possibly a little hint or a nod, fingers crossed, to Green Lantern as well. So who knows? It's all kicking off. The Justice League is forming, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, so the film is due to be released 25th of March 2016. I can't believe it's actually not that long away now. Are we due to get a new trailer? I hope so. Probably at some point this month we'll get a new trailer. There's been TV spots, clips, new trailers, other bits and pieces have been released. Promo has been going a bit crazy. Merchandise, oh my god, I've got to talk about the merchandise. The amount of hot toys and collectibles and figures and all sorts, they look amazing. I just want to buy all of them. And speaking of merchandise, you may have noticed that I'm wearing a peculiar type of Batman v Superman t-shirt. This one's from Merchoid.com. Okay, I'll put the link at the bottom if you want to go and grab yourself one of these. There's not just this one that I'm wearing, there's a whole host of different Batman v Superman t-shirts, and there's even Wonder Woman t-shirts on there as well. So you might be able to get one in time for Valentine's Day for your girlfriend if you want, and just keep on the DL. But I've got one for my girlfriend as well. She doesn't know about it, so it hasn't arrived yet. I'm hoping it arrives pretty soon, so yeah. But yeah, so a whole range of stuff on Merchoid.com. Get yourself on there and then you'll see what I'm talking about. We've also got Batman v Superman stuff at superherostuff.com and also gbposters.com. Obviously Funko Pop have got theirs. Sideshow Collectibles, Hot Toys, Koto Bukaya as well. It's just going nuts. It's just absolutely amazing just to see all this merchandise being released for Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. It's amazing. Okay, so again, we haven't started the competition just yet. Hang fire, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get there soon. I also want to show you these amazing covers that were released just last week from Empire Movie Magazine. Okay, so if you've bought the latest copy, you will have chosen either Superman or Batman. Okay, choose your side. Who will win? That was the hashtag that was going around Twitter a few weeks ago by Zack Snyder, and it has been doing the rounds a lot lately, and even if I was to count up the votes myself, I don't think I could tell you exactly who won. I would imagine maybe Superman edged it out, but then I'm just biased, aren't I? So, but yeah, maybe Superman edged out in that who will win hashtag war on Twitter. So there you go, Batman and Superman. These are going to be given away during the competition. Okay, more on that later. Trust me, more on it later. If you're a subscriber of Empire Movie Magazine, and sadly I am not, I really should be, I used to be, then you would have been lucky enough to have gotten this through the post. This is Jim Lee's cover, a pencil cover that he did, like an ink cover basically that he did for Empire Movie Magazine for Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. This is Jim Lee, ladies and gentlemen, right here. And when he showed it on Instagram and then on Twitter, I went completely nuts. I even said I will buy this off someone if I know someone who's got it. I ended up buying it on eBay. I'm not going to say how much for. It wasn't too expensive, but yeah, it was worth it is all I'm going to say. But look at it though. Just look at that cover. Look at it. It's awesome, isn't it? It is brilliant. So yeah, and inside the magazine they've literally got pages upon pages of everything to do with the film. Obviously no spoilers, but we even have an interesting picture of the Nightmare Batman sequence, and there's a symbol on the ground there. Speculation or theories are suggesting that maybe Batman visits Apocalypse, hence the parademons that we saw in the trailer not too long ago. I did say that they were parademons. Someone later on it was suggested that they weren't parademons, but they look like parademons. They have got to be parademons. It's that simple. So yeah, who knows how that one's going to turn out. But again, I'm really interested to see how the film turns out. So yeah, I'm keeping that Jim Lee cover version of Empire, by the way. No one's getting it off me. You can't fight me for it either. End of. It's that simple. So in the run-up to the film, and I posted a picture about this last year, I chose a series of graphic novels to read in the run-up to Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. Among them was a whole boatload of Superman Batman graphic novels. I didn't actually bring one in with me, but never mind. But pretty much it's during before the New 52 kicked off, and there was a Superman Batman comic book series that was going on for quite a while, and I collected them in graphic novel form because, you know, that's what I wanted to do rather than buy them individual issues and set essentially. They did mix up a few stories in some of these graphic novels, but there were a few of them, several of them where it was just one continuous story, which was pretty good. And I say one continuous story, you had Superman, Batman, Supergirl, there was Superman, Batman, Public Enemies as well, and even Search for Kryptonite. They were all sort of continuous, essentially. Some of them jumped from one story to another as well, and there was one in particular that I urge you all to read if you can get hold of it. It's Superman, Batman, Absolute Power. Read that one, and then watch the trailer for Batman v Superman and tell me if you don't see some small similarities in it. And maybe when we watch the film, again, there may be similarities in there as well. Because reading those comic books again, watching, learning about Superman and Batman and how they work together, how they conflict against one another as well, it's just great, basically. And to be able to hold on to the thought that we're finally going to see these two characters on the big screen just makes me epically wet with excitement, basically. I had to say that. It's that simple. So that was my choice, and I'm going to finish off with Frank Miller's critically acclaimed Dark Knight Returns, of which the film does borrow some elements from. Okay, doesn't borrow heavily, but there are certain elements from this book that the film will have. Okay, but I also brought along some other comic books. I'll get to those in a moment. But first of all, I just wanted to show you, this is the latest issue of Action Comics, by the way. There's a centre page fold out as well, centerfold section from DC Comics, basically telling you how to prepare for the film, what graphic novels you need to read. And we have, along the bottom, we have, as I've just mentioned, The Dark Knight Returns. We have a special Superman Batman Volume 1 graphic novel, which basically collects a number of Superman Batman graphic novels that I've been reading as well. So there's actually quite a few of them in there. We've also got Batman Hush. We've got Wonder Woman, which is the New 52 story Blood Volume 1, I think that is it? Yep, that's right. After that, it's Batman Superman. This was from the New 52. This is, which one is that? This is Crossworld, basically where Batman and Superman of this Earth meet their counterparts in a parallel universe as well. We've also got Injustice, Gods Among Us, Volume 1. There's a Luthor graphic novel book in there as well. You've also got JLA by Grant Morrison, Justice League Origin by Jeff Johns and Jim Lee, I believe. Was it Jim Lee? Yep, Jeff Johns and Jim Lee of the New 52. And of course, Superman, Wonder Woman, also of the New 52, the first volume of the graphic novel. So those are DC's recommendations, obviously. It's entirely up to you if you want to follow them, if you want to read them, go for it. I haven't read any of the Injustice comic books, I'm going to be totally honest with you, purely because when the game first came out, it didn't actually come out for PC. So I kind of took a stand against them and said, I'm not reading your comic books until the game comes out on PC. It eventually did, I think about 2 years later, perhaps, something like that, or maybe a year later. But by then we're already on to year 3 of Injustice, and I think now they're going to finish off with year 5. So maybe when all the series is finished, I'll start buying them and reading them as and when I can. But I have played the game. There's a story in the game itself, pretty much tells the ideal of what's going on within the game, and I'm sure there's bits of it echoed in the comic books as well. So if you have read it, I'm sure you've enjoyed it immensely. The Luthor one I definitely haven't read as well. I might just read Hush again, just to get familiar with that as well. And also to prepare myself, as I say, I'm not just reading the comic books, but me and my girlfriend, well, I've got my girlfriend now introduced into the whole comic book world. We started off with Marvel last year because obviously Avengers Age of Ultron was to be released May of last year, so we started off with all the Marvel films. She did also watch Man of Steel and she enjoyed it. So we've started off with all the Batman films. We obviously kicked off with Michael Keaton's Batman from 1989 and finished off, we've just finished this weekend, weekend just gone, we finished the Nolanverse. Well, I say this, the Nolanverse was start of it, Batman Begins, and she enjoyed it. She did. Obviously, yes, we watched Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. Please don't kill me. But yeah, she found those to be really corny, but she enjoyed Batman Returns, and she loves Batman Begins. This weekend we'll be watching The Dark Knight. No doubt she's going to love that one because she has seen it before, but she does love The Dark Knight. In fact, she just loves Batman, full stop. I'll win her eventually to love Superman. I'm working on it, guys. So when we finish with the Batman films, then we're going to move on to the Superman films. So basically Superman 1, 2, 3, 4, Returns, and then Man of Steel again. So just to prepare ourselves to the run-up of Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, basically, is what we're doing. So, other books that I've bought, okay, to familiarise yourself and get yourself prepared for Batman v Superman. Now, I found this at my comic book shop, Travelling Man, and it's basically the greatest battles, as it says right there, the greatest battles between Superman and Batman, and it literally quite is some of their most popular fights that they have had, the confrontations, how they've managed to settle their differences. There's one here from, I think that collects stuff from Hush. There's one from, we're going back as far as sort of like the 80s at one point. We even have one from the Superman Batman, I can't even remember which one it is. I think it's the Worship series that I've just read not too long ago. and then you've got the New 52. Then obviously there's one from Batman itself, from the Batman comic, where the Justice League get hit with a Joker virus, and and Batman has to pretty much take them down and stop them from, well, killing him basically. And then it ends with The Dark Knight Returns, the fight between Superman and Batman themselves, which obviously is the climatic part of the story, in more ways than one. So yeah, but that one right there, again, if you just want something that's quick and simple, straight to the point, grab yourself that. Okay, I think I've spoken about this comic more times than I have any other, to be perfectly honest. The Death of Superman. The reason I picked this one, not just because of the fact that Superman dies in the comic, but also the fact that this is where we first meet Doomsday. Okay, the creature that will be appearing in Batman v Superman. This is where we first meet him, and we learn about his power. We don't know why he's there, where he was from, the reason that he's an unstoppable killing machine and such as well. But this one will start you off for Doomsday, and obviously still DC Comics' biggest selling graphic novel of all time. I don't think anything's going to beat it, to be perfectly honest. And then, if you definitely want to learn more about the creature Doomsday, this is all you need. Superman Doomsday, right there. Okay? This gives you the history of the creature, where he's from, how he came to be, why he is who he is as well. Yeah, so definitely that's what you need to watch to learn more about the creature. And on the other side of that, if you prefer to watch your animated films, I would recommend watching Superman Doomsday from 2007, which shows us a side of, Lex Luthor, not only using Doomsday to his, to fight his cause essentially, but he creates his own Superman as well. So maybe that's something to come from the film itself, from Batman v Superman. Perhaps this is what Lex Luthor is attempting to do. He uses the DNA of Zod, or maybe even Superman himself, to create his own version. Because we all know from the comics that Lex, he hates Superman that much, he is willing to make a clone of Superman to take out Superman. That's how twisted and psychotic Lex can be. So yeah, and it's interesting that we've got a younger Lex for this generation, but at the same time, he is still, from the trailers that we've seen, he's still psychotic, he's still menacing, he's also the scientist as well. So it's like all the Lex Luthors that we know rolled into one, which I think is brilliant. So there, that'll be awesome. So that's pretty much all of that. Basically, I just wanted to just get that out of the way, give you my views on what to read, what to watch as well. Prepare yourself for the film so that you know that when you go in to see the film, certain things will stand out. You'll be like, oh, I know where that's from. I know where this is from. I know why that's there. This, that, and the other. Because that's what we're all about as geeks. When we watch something that introduces us to the world of our characters that we love so much, that we've read so much about, and we see it on screen, we notice certain Easter eggs, and we just get excited about it. We sit there and we just think, they've actually went and done it. They've actually gone and done it. I can't believe they put that in there. I can't believe they've hinted to this. They've hinted to that. It's just the nature of comic books, And even when you read comic books themselves, you still get Easter eggs in them as well. So it's great. It's good. It's fantastic. I can't wait. So now we begin. The competition is kicking off. Okay. First of all, let me break down the rules. Okay. How it's going to work is this. Competition is going to take place every 5 days up until the release of the film. Okay, we're going to have a number of winners from each competition, from each smaller competition, and then in the final 5 days running up to the film, I'll do a massive competition collating all the winners of the previous competitions together to fight it out in one big competition. Okay. Just like I did for Man of Steel pretty much 3 years ago. So if you were here for that, you'll know exactly how the format works. It'll either be a case of I'll be asking questions, I'll get you to create creative stuff, so like posters, banners, whatever. And obviously I'll pick a winner from each individual competition, and then you'll all get put into a hat, and then you'll be in a part of a bigger competition, the winners competition, essentially is what I like to call it. Okay, I'll give you the email address of where you need to send answers and entries and all that sort of stuff as well. And if you've already won a previous competition, you can't enter in the next one. Okay, because it makes it fair for everybody else. I know the last time I did it for Man of Steel, I think I just did it without even realizing everybody else entered the competition, but luckily I got different winners for each one, which was good. But yeah, so this time round, if you've won a competition, then you'll be exempt from the next one. But if you win the competition, essentially, so if you win this week's competition, then you'll not be doing the next one. Okay, you can't enter for the next one. All right, and don't try and cheat. I will find out if you have. Trust me, I will. But seriously, no, I need at least 6 or 7 different winners to create the bigger competition. I don't know if I'm going to do it on a weekly basis or on a 5-day basis. Actually, no, I lie. I am doing it on a weekly basis. So a week from now, I'll announce the first winner, and then we'll kick off the next competition, and then that's going to go on and so forth up until the 17th of March, which is when that'll be the end of the competition, like the series of competitions, and then we kick off the big one for everybody who's won all the competitions put together. So, without further ado, sorry for all this nonsense rambling that I've been doing, but you know what I'm like. Without further ado, here is your first question for the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice competition. Who was the first actor to portray Batman on screen? Okay, that is, who was the first actor to portray Batman live on screen? Okay, so it's not who you think it will be either as well. Okay. I think a lot of people will get this one correct, but I still think that some people are going to think it's someone else entirely. But yeah. And as an added bonus, okay, not only that, if you can give me the name of the first actor who played Batman on screen, see if you can name all the other actors that have played Batman since as well. Yes, okay, just a bonus, all right? Now, the way that the prizes are going to work, I'm not going to hand out any prizes during these smaller competitions, okay? The prizes will be given out in the very last competition, okay? And the prizes are going to include things like t-shirts, I'm looking at posters, mugs, probably some comic books, obviously the Empire magazines I've already mentioned, maybe there's going to be a couple of action figures and Funko Pop toys as well, or Pop Vinyl toys as well. Can't do Hot Toys, unfortunately, because they are expensive as hell. So, and if I'm going to buy Hot Toys, I'm buying it for myself. Sorry to be selfish, but that's the way of the world. But yeah, so posters, t-shirts, mugs, probably key rings as well. There's going to be a whole host of stuff. Nothing too big, but again, as I say, comic books and maybe in the magazines as well would be involved. So, and the last competition, I won't give away how I'm going to hand out the prizes. It may be a case of top 3. We'll do first, second, and third prize winners like we did for Man of Steel. So I think we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that for the very last competition. So, question again: who was the first actor to play Batman on screen? And as an added bonus, name every single actor that has played Batman since then. Okay, so that's that. So send your answers to the email address below. Okay, email address below. They need to be in. Okay, the answers all need to be in by the 10th of February. That's next Wednesday. Okay, after that, competition will close, and then on Thursday the 11th, we'll kick off the next one, and I'll reveal the winner of the first competition as well. So get all your friends involved, get everybody that you know, because this shit is going to be hot. Okay, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready. This is where the birth of the Justice League is going to begin with Batman v Superman. As I've already mentioned, we're going to have Wonder Woman, we're going to have Aquaman, we're going to hopefully see the Flash and Cyborg, and maybe a hint of Green Lantern as well. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. Of course, before all this, next week, Deadpool comes out. Just a little side note to mention there. But yes, please let everybody know about this competition because I want this to be huge. Okay? So yes, get everybody involved because this is going to be big. It's going to be huge. So I'm looking forward to many people getting involved. Come on, people. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you all very much. See you all very soon. Bye.